All right, hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I'm the priest named Wofford in GMS, South Carolina, Midlands Camp, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. Call Haloyam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and to my elders of great millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today. And also peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, shalom. Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwaf, that listen and follow this truth in all silence and sincerity. All right, shalom to you sisters. And also shalom to the Israelite foreigners, to you Israelites that may not look like your average everyday Israelite physically, but spiritually your line goes back to being a Hebrew Israelite, right? Romans 8:16 speaks about our spirit bearing witness that we are the children of the Most High, roughly paraphrasing. As a matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. Let's go to Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, right? So it's not about your physical appearance. It's all about spiritual being a Hebrew Israelite. Because if you want to be technically we were all Israelite foreigners, because we weren't born knowing that we were Hebrew Israelites. We were in a heathenistic Gentile state of mind. But through the Spirit, the Lord brought us back into our remembrance, which that's what I want to touch on in this lesson, right? So I have right here queued up Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. So the Lord had a particular process, right? So when it goes into 3 days and a half, it goes into a period of 350 years when we didn't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we have today, that we were blessed with today, right? So the 3 days and a half is a period of 350 years from 1619 to around 1969. Right, or around 1970, right, when the Lord put the Spirit on Elder Abba Bivens to bring this truth back into the earth, who we believe to be Elijah the prophet, because the Lord said that before the return of our Lord, Yahweh Shai, he was going to send back Elijah the prophet. Before all hell breaks loose, he said that he was going to bring back Elijah the prophet, right? And we believe that to be Elder Abba Bivens. And after that, well, when the Lord sent back Elder Abba Bivens, the Lord was reestablishing that righteous legacy of labor, right? Because after Elder Abba Bivens, you had High Priest Elder Yaquah. Then you had King Mashah, High Priest Elder Ariah, right? And now we have our current apostles, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Rakah, and Elder Apostle Rimlah, right on down to the elder bishops of Connecticut. OK, all the way down to the elders, the heads of the camps, all the way down to the younger brothers. Right. So this is that righteous legacy of labor. Right. And the Lord brought us back into our remembrance because the Lord is preparing us for salvation. He's preparing us for deliverance. And also he's bringing down Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's taking Esau out of his rulership, because pursuant to Job 14:5, the Lord said that he set certain bounds that this devil cannot pass as far as prolonging his rulership. Now, Esau, what is he trying to do? He's trying to prolong his rulership. He's trying to establish himself. He's trying to establish his NWO. Right. But it's going to be to no avail. So just like the account of Cain and Abel, you got two sacrifices that's being orchestrated, so to speak. You got two sacrifices that's taking place. You have a wicked sacrifice with Esau, Edom, trying to fulfill his NWO, right, by all of the demonic rituals and sacrifices that he's doing unto Satan. And then you have a righteous sacrifice, okay, going into the prophets, the hopeful elect that are going to the highways and byways, right, prophesying, doing the work of the Lord, doing videos, right? Praying to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, fasting, doing what we got to do, right? making our bodies a living sacrifice. We're offering up ourselves. We're offering up ourselves as sacrifices when we go out to the highways and byways, right? Because Romans, the 12th chapter, let's grab that real quick. Romans, the 12th chapter, in the first verse, it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. So when we go out to the highways and byways, hey, look, anything can happen. But we go out to the highways and byways based off of faith, okay, in great boldness, as it pursues the wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, which I'll grab next. That you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, Yahweh Shai, which is your reasonable service. Okay. So that's the least that we can do. Everything that the Lord has given us, man. And guess what? Yahweh Shai, he sacrificed himself. So it's only right that we do it in return. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon is what I'm looking for. And let's grab the 5th chapter. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. And when you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, guess what? You see us standing upon our feet in great boldness, which when you go into that word boldness, it goes into confidence. Now I want to go back before I finish that. I want to go back to Revelation 11 and 11. Because this correlates with Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Because what does it say? It says, and after 3 days and a half, Salakia, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Shai entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. So that's why you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, and you see us standing upon our feet, prophesying, man, prophesying the downfall of Esau, Edom, and the return of our Lord, the great and powerful and the mighty Yahweh Shai. Okay, our Lord. Okay, it says, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them. The spirit of life being his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? The Lord put that breath of life into us, right? It says, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Okay, the fear going into the elites. They're afraid. They're terrified. No matter how much bravado they try to put off, how much confidence they try to put off in talking about establishing themselves and establishing the NWO. Guess what, man? They're afraid. They're terrified because you got that guy, that super villain, Klaus Schwab, and his little minion, that little faggot ass nigga, Noah Yuval Harari, whatever the fuck his name is. And, Salaki on the language, Lord willing, they don't take this lesson down. Right. But those some proud ass motherfuckers, man. Right. But no matter how much bravado they try to put off, they're afraid. They're terrified, man. OK, they see these prophecies coming to pass. They see the chariots. They see the angels. Right. Not just here on earth, but they see them out of space. That's why they got a space force. Right. So they're afraid, man. They're terrified. So they're trying to do whatever they can to establish the NWO. But it's going to be to no avail. And guess what? The Lord is going to allow them to get close. He's going to allow them to taste their so-called victory. But then the Lord is going to disappoint them. He's going to disappoint the wicked. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness and confidence before the face of such as have afflicted him. Yeah, Esau, Edom, they're the number one. They're our number one enemies now who have been afflicting us. OK. And guess what? Now that time is up. Well, that time is their time of the end is fastly approaching. And made no account of his labors. Yeah, when it comes to slavery, he speaks loftily of it. He's even trying to take it out of the textbooks, trying to say that we were indentured servants, try to say that we volunteered ourselves to be slaves. Right. The nerve of this devil. Right. But it's all good, man, because at the end of the day, we're in the time to where we're about to get the victory. We're going to win this time. Right. Hey, look, we ain't taking no more L's. We're taking, certain L's right now as far as, catching hell and being chastised, so on and so forth. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, we ain't taking no L. Right. The victory is ours. OK. And you can read that in Second Esdras, the second chapter, around the 40th verse on down, going into the ceremony of the crowning of the elect. You see? Verse 2, when they see it, speaking about these elites, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They're afraid, man. Okay, Isaiah 13:2 goes into how this truth has reached into the gates of the nobles. They're afraid, they're terrified. They shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And that's the main topic that I want to, the main point that I want to bring out in this lesson. The Lord is preparing us for deliverance, for salvation. And it's going to be a strange salvation, something that these people ain't looking for. They're not looking for so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and also the Israelite foreigners to be beamed up. They're not looking for, a certain group of people being beamed up on the tractor beam on the so-called UFO, the chariots of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. They're not looking for that. They're looking for a punk-ass rapture, which you don't see that in the scriptures, where they think they're going to be gathered up on a magical cloud or whatever. And however that madness goes, man, they're not looking for, and they damn sure ain't looking for so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be delivered, man. We're the last people that they think is going to be delivered. They look at so-called black culture and rap music and entertainment, and they see Jake out here looking crazy as hell, man. So we're the last people on their radar that they think is going to come into power. But guess what? That's another part of the strangeness of our salvation. And that's something that is far beyond what they're looking for, man. Okay. So we're in a time to where the Lord is preparing us for salvation, man. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. You see the subheading, a remnant will return, because it's all about the elect, man. Yahweh Shai is about to come and deliver the elect, that remnant that he has set for salvation, the top governing body, the 144,000. And also that large multitude that he's going to deliver. Isaiah 10:20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more stay upon him that smote them. Yeah, we don't put our trust in Esau Edom anymore. At one point in time, we used to look to the so-called white man for all the answers and for validation of this. We ain't looking at this devil no more, man. We know that this devil's a piece of shit. We know that he's a fucking liar. He's been winging everything. And that's what Esau hates, man. Esau hates that we don't have to depend upon him anymore. Right? So that's why he got guys like Vocab Malone trying to put the wool back over our eyes with bullshit plantation Christianity, man. Okay? When it comes to Esau Edom, he understands that he needs us to be in a docile state of mind. He needs us to be on some wicked ass shit, because that's going to keep us cut off from the power source. And he's got the heathen involved as well, pursuant to Psalms the 83rd chapter. But they don't understand that they're not going to be able to get the elect, the remnant that I'm going into. It says, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. You see, so we depend upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord is preparing us for deliverance. Matthew 24:29. It says the glorious return, because we're waiting upon the glorious return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. Speaking about those nuclear missiles, because that's how America is going out. The Lord is going to destroy America, Babylon the Great, with 200 million thermonuclear warheads, man. And he's going to, and this is going to be that lake of fire. There is no such thing as hell, like the IUIC is teaching, teaching that madness, man. And that's that Roman Catholic dogma, right? They're not, there's no such thing as hell. When you go into hell, it goes into Hades, which means the grave. Pretty much going into, it goes into harsh conditions that's being played out on the earth. It says, and the stars shall fall from heaven, those nuclear missiles, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Now, this is what we're waiting on, the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He's going to come back on a father's ship, man. Right? Like that scene from Independence Day with that so-called UFO cracking through the clouds. But it's going to be way, way, way more glorious than that, man. Okay? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Because you got the elect that's scattered amongst the all four corners of the earth. You got the elect that's scattered amongst the other nations. Okay? Now, a large bulk of the Israelites of the elect are right here in America, but the elect is scattered all over the four winds of the earth, man. So we're in that time of great deliverance, man. If we go back to Revelation 11 and we go down from 11 to verse 12, what does it say? And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. This is talking about a chariot. When it says cloud, it's speaking about a chariot. And their enemies beheld them. Okay. And that's a part of that strangeness of salvation that I just read in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, where it says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of its salvation. So they're going to be amazed, man. And this is far beyond what they're looking for. Okay. And their enemies beheld them. Right. So we're in a time to where the Lord is about to deliver us. Okay. Baruch chapter 4. Verse 24, like as now the neighbors of Sion, speaking about the heathen nations, and Sion is another name for Israel. Like as now the neighbors of Sion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. So our neighbors, the heathen, right, our enemies, they're about to witness our deliverance, our salvation, even the 2/3, man, because they are enemies right now on this side, but they're going to come back. They're going to be all right because they're going to come back through the loins of the elect. Okay. But they're about to see they're about to see our salvation, which is near. What is that? Romans. I'll end off on this 13 and 11. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So our salvation is close, man. Closer than what we believe, closer than what we know. So we got to stay geared up. We got to stay prayed up and keep believing and praying and worshiping Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, keep doing the work and staying in the spirit to the best of our abilities until our big brother, our Lord, our King Yahweh Shai delivers us, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And until next time, I want to say shalom.